You are live. What's up, y'all? It's your boy C3 on his backup account. We're going to continue over here after my friend's live just got shut down for some random reason. They ain't stopping us. Bear with me as I send out some invites. If you're joining me, hi, Straight Boys in the house. How you doing from your part of the world? Yeah, we got DJ in now. All right, now it's a party. We're pumping it up. Neilio, how you doing? How's the world look from where you're sitting, everybody? We're just chopping off about men and women. I think Mariah will probably join us again. Maybe the other young lady. What's up, homie?
Let's get it.
Nothing. What's the last thing you heard in that conversation? Where'd we leave off?
She about to come back on. You go ahead and camera up whenever she get in, cause I told her to come over here anyway.
Word.
So she could finish. She was making a point about I ain't gonna. I forgot. But let me get the line. Don't let me get the line.
Alpha.
Let me be on it.
I love it, bro. That's real. What Rise Baby Rise said was true, but the ones that are with God and walking with God are the ones healing and understanding more. That's deep. Yo, what's up, girlie?
Yo, what up?
Hey, what up? Thank you for
Nothing. What do you want me to
coming
call
through.
you out here? By your name, or do you want me to use your username?
Angela.
Angela, cool.
Ange.
How you doing, sweetheart?
Acorn. Good.
I like that.
How's it going? Oh,
Good.
might hear
You've
some
been
dogs barking. Sorry about that.
all good. Bitches be tripping.
Yeah, they're hold on. Whoop. Hold on. Yeah, they
Is it a
extra.
female dog?
Yeah, they super
Bitches
extra.
be tripping.
Yeah, they be Yeah, she's
See
a
what I did
shepherd
there?
lab husky. She's super extra. Come here, puppy.
Well,
Nope.
you've been watching us like this whole conversation.
I had
What you got any thoughts on it?
a
Chime
separate
in.
lab. I had a
What
lab.
were we last talking about?
That's what we were just trying to figure out. Here she is. Here, she'll help us figure this out.
Help us get in track or on track.
Right.
Well, she'll bring us back on track. That's for sure. By the way, before she
Share
gets in here, folks, mark my words. You heard it here first. Mariah's gonna be my sugar mama someday.
Don't look at me. I look like
your
a mom.
Mariah's gonna be my sugar mama someday.
Oh,
Sugar
if
mama.
I'm gonna be your sugar mama, then you're gonna have to be my Dr. Love.
Oh, sign me up right now. Deal.
Okay.
Deal. Put it in writing.
Oh God. We got a sneak peek into the room. I know, and it's like I'm trying to She's like, oh shit, let me turn this camera off. Okay.
She's trying to show me what Dr. Love's gonna set
No,
up.
because it's like basically, okay, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not basically. I don't wear a lot of clothes when I'm home. Okay, just put it
Mariah,
down.
stop it right now, or I'm gonna sprint my way up
Facts.
to freaking New Jersey. Okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
I'm home. It's all about being very
Free.
very free. My girls,
Yo, I literally go naked. Ever since COVID, I was like, "What's the point of putting clothes on anymore out here?" I'm in my own house. I don't even. I walk
no
around butt
mask,
naked every
no
day.
clothes, nothing.
No wife, no
I got my
kids. I'm
shirt
like,
off,
why would
bro.
I put clothes on? What am I doing?
Exactly. Right?
Just way better free balling, anyways. You feel me, folks?
You know what I'm saying? Ever let your balls hang out, B-Rabbit?
Yeah, bro.
You
You gotta let that
know
shit
what I'm
breathe. You
saying?
gotta let that shit breathe.
You know what I'm saying? The South Park place, man.
You my dude. B-Rabbit.
You know what I'm saying? So reality versus what were we talking about? Reality versus the movies and all that good stuff, and your actual psychology, your psychological state,
Yes.
like how that shit can be altered.
And Mariah, you were
So
saying something. You remember by chance, like what you were
She's
talking
talking about
about when we got cut off?
relationships and men.
Yeah, well,
I had asked a question in the comments.
yeah,
I
she
believe.
asked me, why am I single? And I told her, I said, basically, it's because I kept meeting broken men and I'm tired. So basically, I kept myself out of I kicked myself out of the equation.
I'm tired, Grandpa.
No, I don't blame you, man. There's a lot of betas to swim through out here. That could be very
Yep.
tiring for any lady.
That's another thing. It's like the beta,
I don't like rags.
the broken
Don't
men and
games.
the betas. It's like way too much. Like way,
It's
way,
ridiculous.
way.
Sack up, young man. Stop being such bitches. It's not
If
attractive.
somebody gives you red flags,
I
you
think
don't
also
even
it's
you.
a thing. If you're a healed person, if you already know who you are and where you stand, you're sometimes going to be tested and naturally attract,
Right.
someone that might not be, that might need a little bit of education.
Your energies
And
are
whether
very
you
limited in
choose
this
to
world. Don't
romanticize
give them
it
to
or not,
anybody.
it's up to you. So,
Don't give them
yeah.
to anybody, man. You don't have infinite energy to spend on these people.
You have to.
No, exactly.
I have to tell certain kind of females that do that thing when you trying to get one man before you leave the other man, and you know you're about to leave this man, so they get you, and they thread him along before he in a situation where he probably locked up and ain't even, you ain't even about to see him, and she about to try to mess with you. Or not. It may not even
And
be
she's been
him.
setting that shit up for months in her
It
head,
may be.
knowing it the whole
It
time.
may not
I
even.
mean, to be honest with you,
It may not even be
we're always
a
going to go
guy that's
back to
getting
the
locked up.
alpha. We're always going to go back to the alpha. I mean, that's what it is.
Swing,
Like
That's what I'm saying.
swing.
When you
like
want to
we
fuck,
fuck up,
when
we
you want
go
to
to a
get
beta,
dick down,
we go to a
it's not going
beta,
to be a
and
beta.
then we realize, oh fuck, this is not what I thought it would
Listen,
be. Let me go
ladies
back.
and gentlemen, it's called, you're one of two things in a woman's eyes as a man: an alpha
Right.
fuck or a beta buck. You can't be both. And if you ever become a beta buck, there's almost no chance she will ever see you as an alpha fuck again. Quickly, let me explain the two. Alpha fuck, she loves you animalistically, sexually aroused, might not even realize it or like know why, but it's just like
Right.
sexual attraction to that man. He's an alpha. I want to mate with him. She'll fucking break all the rules for an alpha fuck. She'll break rules for the alpha. Beta buck, she never ever looks at you sexually. In fact, she resents you. She only fucks you when she has to keep you as a provisioner or a whatever you're
Damn.
doing for her. But it's
True.
not a sexual attraction. And she'll fuck an
You're
alpha when she
true.
wants to get sexually satisfied.
Okay, let's
Right.
like
That's what it is. Don't be a beta.
this is after dark, and I'll show like I'll tell like one of my experiences with my ex in total beta, couldn't put together when it came to like being intimate. Talk about shut down my part. Literally, like praying, God, like when's this gonna be over with? Tears coming out my eyes.
And why did you do that? Just to appease him every
Crying.
once in a while when you needed to, right?
And I'm totally being violated and being raped. That's
And you were
how
doing it just to
awful
appease
it
him every
was.
once in a while, right?
Wait, what?
So right.
No.
Mariah, why were you having sex with him? To appease him
I'm
every once in a while,
confused.
right?
Yeah, pretty much. It was like, yeah, because it was like, okay, yeah, here, take it and just go. Just go. It was just horrible. It was like nails to a chalkboard.
Yes.
Horrible.
Yeah.
And it's like, as you get older, you realize that when it comes to like an alpha man, there's a scent that they give off. It's like this natural pheromone that
It's called
they
testosterone because we're not busting a nut in our fucking hands every day. We're actually like out here doing shit and saving that shit up and building it.
And then it's like it's the leadership, it's the focus, it's the
Chase excellence, not women.
Shit, depends on if you got good nuts.
Just have a purpose, man. That's not pussy. That's my simplest advice.
It's like
Have a drive.
the most
Use a damn hands.
Any purpose, just pick one.
it's
Not
like
pussy.
You know how to build something. Build something.
of projects. I find that alpha men, they're doing different things that like they really don't have time to like, just go out and just be effing every freaking like female.
No,
like,
and you know how exhausting
I
that is? We
mean,
have
they
very
also
limited energy and time and resources. Like
The female will end up realizing that, okay, you're only doing me one time. You got to go to work, and
you know how complicated
lay
chicks are?
around all the.
Most of these chicks don't even have girlfriends because you're
day.
impossible to deal with. Like, we're not out here banging a bunch of. We don't have a giant rotation at all times. Like, we don't have those energies or the time at all.
It's called standards, values.
What's called standards and smarts. Like, just not letting that fucking bitch make me simp around. Nobody.
Yeah.
I got a purpose.
Yeah.
It's not pussy.
Yeah.
I'm at work 6 days a week, so
yeah.
Don't be surprised if I'm not giving you 3 goddamn rounds a night.
Hell no, girl. And if you're a pain in the ass when I do come around, guess what? I don't need you then either. Unless you're making my life more pleasant when I am off work rarely, no thanks. I'd rather be single. See you later.
Right.
No, just count your days. You have a battery back up to nuts. count your days in the year, and you gotta pay attention how much energy you got. Like, is it even making sense? Like,
Why
are
on earth
you
would I
like?
invest energy into like appeasing a miserable woman that I come home to when I'm literally doing that for the whole world all goddamn day, every day, fighting off
You
dragons
both
left and
do.
right?
It's simple, and I
Unless
think
she's
that's
comforting
what
me when I come home, I'm
That
not
shit should
fucking
be
having her at
natural.
my house.
That shit should be
that's
natural.
the problem is that well, I guess the majority doesn't understand like, hey, it's really simple. Just be somebody's piece. Just like a friend,
Yeah,
right?
it starts right
Just like a
there.
friend. Like if you have a friend and they're
Well, a
fucking
friend that's
depleting
hard
your
as hell that I can
energy.
bang the hell out of anytime I
Well,
want,
no,
and
no,
she
no. I'm just
understands
saying,
why I
no,
want
no.
to do it.
Let's
She's
separate
like, okay,
the
baby, I don't care if I'm too tired.
let's
Just for you, go
separate
ahead,
the
real quick.
romantic shit behind it. Like
Friend like
let's
that.
just
Yeah.
even just a friend. No, no, no. Like even like your guy friend or like just like let's say it is just a female friend. Like why would you want
Mm.
to be around somebody that brings your energy down and like does nothing for you? So it's even more crucial. Like people don't get it. Like it's even more crucial in a romantic setting or in like if you're dating somebody. Like why the fuck would you even like first you should I feel like you should have some kind of foundation as far as like basic friendship or like a basic understanding like hey do I actually like this person or are they fucking annoying, you know what I
I
mean?
think what men
I,
need from
Yeah.
I,
women more than anything,
I
even
think
more than love and
Tolerate.
sex, is
Let's.
respect first and foremost.
Exactly,
Mm.
exactly,
exactly.
exactly,
Yeah.
But
Right.
100%.
Like that.
I think it's easier to love somebody than to like somebody. You
We need
Yeah,
know,
that respect. We don't care if
well
you like
because
us. We don't care if
love
you want to be
Not
friends
even
with us.
just
love
We
that.
need your
is
What it
love.
is
respect.
what it is you can love somebody, but after time passes, you realize you
Love.
can love them so much. You can love them so much, but can you tolerate them? Do they
Well,
do
Well,
they have
certain
let's
beta
things
males,
hold on,
man,
hold
but
on, hold
women
on.
love in all
that
kinds of
could
different
that
ways.
that
Love to a
Let's be
woman is
real.
not the
that
same.
Let's
you
be
can love
real.
somebody and can't
Love.
tolerate certain things that you have in your psyche. You actually have things that you just can't.
But
People
bro,
But
women
people
you
will
don't
love
give
know that.
somebody if
You
love.
they
don't
love
know
beta
that,
People
but
males
you
give
because
have to
women
learn
love
it.
love in
a
different ways.
different meaning. Exactly. People give
Right.
no
Right.
like we give love a different meaning. You know what I mean? Like
You'll love a beta male, but like as a
everybody.
friend or whatever, you don't love him
No,
like
no,
we
no. I'm
love
saying
women.
I'm just saying like people give love a different like it's different to everybody. Like
Women
some
completely
people
give it different than men, is what I'm saying.
well yes, most of us feel
True.
like if you're not gifting us some shit, if you're not that's why it's fake. I mean at
Not
that point
putting
to
out.
me, like if you're not if I guess like that's where the confusion comes in. It's like okay, you're a provider, that's in your nature, but at the same time, what kind of things are you providing? Are you providing things that are material versus non-material? The non-material things are longer lasting. They're going to be around, and that's where that respect piece comes in. You feel me? Where the non-material
Mhm.
things are like,
I
okay,
do,
you know
but
what I
I
mean?
think you guys
It's
should put more respect into the material things too, because that is not easy to provide for a family at
no,
all.
no, no. I'm talking about in the we're talking about in the beginning stages of
Yeah, like
somebody
just
Got
like
you.
giving
getting
them
to know
money.
somebody. We're not
Yeah.
talking about like
Got you.
something that's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
established. That's where the fuck up is in like
Yeah.
in the motherfucking beginning. In the very beginning is
Yeah.
where people are like just confused, and if they just
Right.
understand like, oh, this is the value that this person has. This is what's important to this person at this moment in time in their life. This is their past history relationship. Cool. Obviously
Yeah.
that information is not going to be given right off the
Right
bat.
up front. Right, right.
And
But
then you have to you kind of have to feel the person out. If you're smart enough, you'll
well, how
kind of
much
get
do you
it.
women realize? How far do you think sex goes for a man? Like
I mean,
in an
it's
intimate,
important
That's a
as
good
intimate
fuck.
question,
monogamous
Benny.
relationship. Hold on,
It's
That's
hear
a
me out. Hear me
what
out.
do
question.
you mean?
Hear
Like
me out. In an intimate monogamous relationship, how important is sex to a man?
that's pretty important. That's pretty important in
What if I
in
said
the
it is
scale.
pivotally, foundationally, fundamental to the point that when you say like, "Oh, I'm too tired to have it or whatever tonight," if you only understood that men look at having sex with their women as literally making love psychologically, and if you deprive him of that, unless for a damn good reason, I would argue, what you're doing to destroy your relationship's foundation that you don't even realize you're doing to him is fucking things up. That I would just be, even if I was
Yes.
dead tired, I'd be like, you know, I'm fine,
Right.
honey, just stick it in me and just
Right.
try not to wake me up. Go ahead, bang me out real quick, whatever you need, because it's that fundamental to the men. And
No,
we'll
no, no.
go out and happily slay
I
dragons for the
think
rest
it's
of the next
I
day
important.
if you
totally
give us a little bit
hear
of booty, because
I
that's love to
totally
us.
hear what you're saying. I totally hear
I
what you're saying.
I get
think it's very
I get
important. I think it's
It's
I mean,
pivotal.
I'll admit
But
that
you
I'm
know, but
invested.
compromise.
You know,
Just
No,
let me fucking fuck you for 2 minutes. How hard is it? You don't have to be that awake for
I can
that. Don't
tell
say
you
you're too
why
tired.
I
That's
can
a
tell you
lie.
why people get lazy about it. I can tell you why people get lazy about it. It like because
That's
you
a
put
lie,
it
though. You can
because you
literally just
put
lay there
it
like a dead fish and I'll count you
you
out real
people
quick.
no
Like
I'm
having
saying hold on. Hear me out for a second. I'm saying
These
like
women.
when you meet somebody, you're physically at your best, right? Hopefully, you're
right,
physically
right.
appealing. Wouldn't you? And I don't understand why people. This is the problem with society. Like they're just accept me for me, accept me for me. Well, motherfucker, can you
Who
not
are you?
improve? Can you not
How about
improve who
fuck
you are?
you?
Right,
Nobody owes you
right.
anything.
Sex is
Not
right,
respect or nothing else. You
Exactly.
gotta
So
earn it.
right.
I'm saying like
Learn each other.
you should want to be sexually attracted to the person that you are trying to build something with, right?
But let's
So the
say you run
problem
out
is
of
that
that. Like
people
women can't have the same drive as men sexually, and I understand that. But what I'm trying to say to you women is, unless
There's
I'm
no such thing as an
misunderstanding, I would
orgasm
just
for
take one for
women.
the team, so to speak. If he was horny sometimes and I'm too
no,
tired,
I
well,
hear
go
what you're
ahead, babe.
saying.
Just do what you want to
Yeah.
me real quick if it means that much to you. It's like, it does, baby. Thank you.
Bruh, the orgasm for a woman is a myth.
It's
I'm
very
saying
much a
that
mental
people
game for women. It's all
I'm
mental.
so,
I'm saying
is
throughout the
it
relationship, people
something a
get
sexist would say?
the women get lazy.
I
We
think
get lazy about it, and we don't want to put enough
No,
effort
not only
because we've
lazy,
I
already.
think
but
for me,
you guys are overlooking what I'm
sexual
saying here.
like
It's
sex.
No,
pivotal.
no,
It's
I
demand.
totally no. I
So it doesn't
understand
matter
what you're
how lazy or
saying.
whatever you get, just let them do it
I
because it
understand what
means
you're
that
saying,
much
but
to your relationship's health.
people lose. It's a shitty excuse, but that's what it is. Is that a lot of people lose interest
Because
sexually, and
that's a
that's
woman.
why
That's yeah. Well,
that
women will
yes
do that, but I'm
we.
saying you women got to take one
Let
for the
me
team.
just
It's not
say,
about your interests all the time. That's
the
a
I
thing.
selfish
know no,
outlook that's going to destroy your
I hear you.
relationships.
I hear you on that.
Well,
I'm just trying to. I'm just
I hear you,
saying.
girl. I
sex,
love these topics, by the way.
sex,
This is great.
She not going on no
I'm
strike. That's
agreeing
what
with
Great.
she
you.
ain't
I'm
going on.
agreeing with you. I'm
sex.
She
not
agreeing with
disagreeing
you, bro.
with
I
you at
love it.
all.
I love it, Angela.
Like
Mariah, I'm sorry.
take it L,
Are
man.
we over
Sorry,
talking you,
Mariah.
Mariah?
Sorry, Mariah.
No, it's
Your mic sucks, Mariah. You got to get some headphones or something, girl.
Get some old fashioned Apple or Apple
Because it's got a
headphones.
lot of background noise, so we can't hear you as much. I
really
don't
okay.
mean to
Let
be
me
rude,
put my
sweetheart.
earphones on then.
Try that, yeah, if you can.
Yeah, it's like skipping
I'm
a
on my
rope.
like iPhone. It's like I don't know. I think they
Okay.
hate me and they're just trying to shut me down. Oh really? Oh my
They
goodness.
definitely don't like you out here. They're trying to shut voices like you down,
IG
that's for sure.
trying to shut everybody down.
IG can suck my dick. Put that on the record, you faggots.
See, there you go. They
Unreal
about
out
to
here. Censoring the hell out of me.
Yep.
They don't even tell me why, though. It's like, if I actually violated some community guidelines, as you guys
Can
say,
you hear me?
oh, much
Yeah.
Can
better,
you?
girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
much. Yeah. A lot clearer.
Okay. No, it's like sex. At least for me, it's more mental than physical.
That's what I was just
Because
saying.
it's
It's
like
all
it's
mental for women.
Sure.
It's all
Right.
mental.
Right.
Look,
it's
I've made
like
girls come over the phone harder than I could in real life by putting a dick in her because I realize it's all about their mental.
and it's like if I really dig a guy, oh,
Yeah, I like that phone sex and all that
I
good
would
stuff.
definitely,
Men would be like that.
it would be fuck fest all the time if I really dig a guy. It's like, oh wow, yeah, come on. Even if I'm not in the mood, even
You would
if
let him
I'm
have you,
not.
yeah, because that's their alpha. It's like, wow, that's what he does.
Right.
I mean, as long as he's like
I'm his
treating
woman.
me respectfully
Of
and
course he
so
would. Yeah,
forth.
that only an
Right,
alpha
right.
would. You would only let somebody who's treating you that way be your alpha. You know what I mean? As the woman I know now, this smart
Superior.
young lady in front of me. Yeah, he
Yeah.
would be respectful. Nothing, girl. You know what? You'd have to be respectful of him when I say no, no means no, woman. Get off this dick.
Right.
I gotta go to
Right.
work.
Right. Exactly.
That's
You
the
know what I'm
kind of guy
saying?
you're gonna want that alpha that much because they're so rare. Because all
No,
men are
they
Over
just
there
simping around pussy all the time. 99% of men.
grabbing my shit as I put my
Someone.
goddamn uniform on and try to go to work, and you at the damn door, and I got to go to work. I'm about to be late.
Yeah, bitch. Oh no, not right now, sweetheart.
Oh no!
oh no.
No,
Oh no!
Oh
I like a
no.
man in uniform. Shit. Okay. All right. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. Yo, did you ever see in Goodfellas when his wife starts he's like, babe, I gotta go, and he's stuffing money in his
That's
belt, and she literally goes down and starts blowing him. He's like,
no. That's
whoa,
you don't
okay.
understand.
He's just like,
Yeah, you
okay.
hear me?
That's
Exactly.
Oh yeah, never.
that's my favorite freaking
This shit is
movie.
real
Me
shit.
too, girl. Live by
I'm
it.
This is
that
real shit.
it's like
This is real life.
when the alpha guy, oh God, what's his name? Ray Liotta. What's was his
Yeah.
Henry when he played Henry Hill?
Henry
Oh,
Hill, legend.
oh my
Here we go.
God. when he went
Let's
over,
get
because
it.
Karen was really pissed off because the beta guy was trying to like feel her up, and she's like, no,
Oh, he
I'm
just beats
okay.
him with the butt of his gun.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
like,
He's right in
oh
his
my
fucking driveway.
god.
Doesn't say one word. Hey, what's up, buddy? Blap. That's
There
what
we
you get.
go.
If you
I
ever
love that
cross the
There we
line
go.
again,
scene.
I will fucking
You hear
kill you.
me?
You're fucking dead. You hear me? Yes, sir. He just walks away. He gets in the car. He's like, "You all right, baby? You okay? You okay?" He drives away.
Mm-hmm.
He's
That's
fucking
like
alpha.
such. That's an alpha
Yeah.
man, and I'm like, oh my
And then he
god,
go,
that brings.
Mariah, the most alpha part about that, he goes to her and he's like, "Hey, do me a favor. Go hide this in your mom's trash can or something." And he gives her the gun.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
That was
There we
like
go.
that's like my favorite freaking
There
movie.
we go.
That
I
movie, me too. Hey,
actually,
Mariah, Casino? Casino, is it up there for you?
yes,
We was just
Casino.
talking about
I'm
that.
like,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so like, when
Uh,
it comes to like, wait, okay, let me show you. Boom, Goodfellas on
well,
my
Oh
wall.
my
hey, we
God. I was
just
just
talk.
about
Hey,
to
Yeah,
bring
bro.
up the
Hey,
Goodfellas
bro.
Goodfellas.
on
We
my
got one.
wall.
We got
You're a
one.
CIA.
Hey,
Ah,
You're a CIA
hey,
agent sent to
oh,
get me. You're too good to be true.
Goodfellas.
Get
hey.
Okay,
the hell
that's
out of
like,
here.
yes,
What do you think? I'm fucking funny?
Amazing.
that's
What kind of fun?
that's my. I have it on my wall. I love mob flicks.
Amazing.
It's like
Yeah.
I can
Now
watch
I'm starting
mob
to get
flicks.
suspicious. This is a setup. You're too good to be true, woman.
This is right. This is like this is
My
interesting.
homeboy
This is
says
like
something's off here.
we
No.
literally was talking about this before we got on. We
We
literally
were nerding out
were
about
talking
it.
about this before we got on. That's why it's like you got it on your wall. Like this is us. Like
Yeah, I
we
This
got
had
it
is
this
a
on.
what
discussion.
the moment.
Yeah, it's
What right? Like ding ding ding. You got
I
bells. Deja vu
love
moment.
I love, and also it's on my wall too. I'm gonna show you
Hey, if you're
guys.
CIA, well done.
This shit
Come
is
and get me.
dope.
You got it here.
It's
This
like,
shit
I'll
is-
take it.
okay, I got all free. I got this. I got to get this frame.
oh
This is
my
all
god,
James
man.
Bond, baby.
Oh
James
Oh
shit!
my
Bond.
god.
James
Puts it on the
Hey.
Bond,
wall. Puts it in the
baby.
wall.
You,
Ah,
hey, oh my God,
Puts it in the wall.
okay,
Anybody?
okay,
Puts it.
man.
Puts it in the wall.
okay.
Hey, you are one of the coolest people I've ever seen. But
Right?
when it
Thank
comes to like
you.
that's what's up.
Yeah, she's all right, right, bro?
You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? Like for real. Ding ding.
Okay.
Hello. Hey, that's all right,
She's
man.
she's putting out
You
tryouts for
cannot
an alpha
find
male in her
people like
life right
you.
now. One of us is gonna have to
Right,
get there.
what?
Whoever gets there first,
You got
bro.
a real life. Like, you hear me?
It's a race.
Living it.
That's
Living your
me.
best life. That's
That's
living
me.
your best.
Well,
That's
Angela, what do you got after that? No, I'm just kidding.
Huh?
right.
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
I said, well, you're up. What do you got now?
I don't
You're
know.
up.
I don't want to throw
I'm
my
teasing you,
my
sweetheart.
my
It's a
financials out
total
there,
No,
joke.
but
It's a
yeah, I
total
mean,
joke.
you're good.
Don't feel. You're.
I
You're
got a
good.
yeah. I don't know.
Unless you, I was saying earlier, I was like the casino dude. My friends actually always used to call me Ace from Casino because I was always trying to like legitimize our illegitimate stuff. And I can't tell you how Nikki was the story of my life with a couple different people. I mean it, like always just out here being a totally embracing hood rat. Like this is who we are. Stop trying to change us. Stop trying to make us go straight. No, I'm not going straight. I'm a freaking criminal. I'm like, Nick, please, please, bro. You guys are killing me.
Right. Right.
Well,
But
see, and
yeah,
that's another thing with women that I don't understand. It's like if I meet a guy, I'm gonna take the guy as like who he is. I don't play reform school. I'm not gonna try to change him or anything like that.
yo,
My
why
my
is it most
role,
women seem to do that?
Right. I
my
realized
Because
that
we're dumb.
even it's crazy. Think about it. Like, and look, it's crazy because it'll even get the woman killed. Like, look at a
Oh,
show.
yeah.
Look at the show or movie Shooter. The wife ends up getting shot
Damn.
in the show because why? She tries to basically not all the way adapt. She adapted, but she's the type of person that wasn't alpha all the way. So you
Mhm.
got a female that she go to the range, shoot your guns, be just as good as you, but she couldn't take the pressure. She started crackling.
Well, she's a woman,
Her
exactly.
personality
That's always
changed.
gonna happen. Saw
Like,
that coming.
yeah, but I know in my eyes, I'm like, is it not no women that could just G up And when the bullets are flying, and you know what I'm saying,
There are,
or
believe it or
or
not,
is it
bro.
just because
One or
they're
two of my tight girls that I grew really close. I wouldn't call them a girlfriend, but like when we were like really homeless, junky, fucking bad, only had each other kind of thing. This girl, there's a couple girls in this world that are super down to ride like that, but you almost don't want to have a girl like that in my experience because like they've been through a lot of shit to get like that.
yeah, no bullshit.
Like they don't come out that way. You know what I mean? It takes like women.
Okay.
I actually like that about women. They need to be protected and they can
Yeah,
scare
I like.
easily and be off put emotionally because I need that softening sometimes for me. But don't ever get it twisted that like you should be wearing the pants in this situation, woman. Let me wear them for us, and then you
No,
help me
I
soften my edges when I come home and stop fighting for us
I
so
don't
late.
want. My thing is that I don't want to be the
Call
leader.
me.
I don't, because if I'm gonna
Right.
lead and I'm a woman,
She said it
I'm
right
gonna
there.
resent. I'm gonna resent the hell out of you. I'm gonna hate you.
That's what I
And then
always
it's
say,
like,
man.
Exactly.
and then on top of that, it's like I'm gonna look at you while you're sleeping, and
I
then
want to
you
kill
know
you.
the hormones. You know it might be a moment where the hormones are kicking in, and it's like, you
Yeah,
know what, this bastard, I can't stand him.
and that's
I
how you
can't
get a
stand him.
Lorena Bobbitt situation,
Yeah,
folks.
yes.
Get a fucking
Use her
hot
dick in the
boiling
middle of the
fucking
night because
water
she fucking
just
hates your
dumped on
guts
your
because you made
face.
her
Know
lead.
just
Look at
take
you.
your time and know somebody over time.
Like my mom would always talk
Slow it
about the
down.
Al Green, how Al Green he got hit with some hot grits.
Hot grits, fried chicken, every man. What? Hot grits,
Oh no.
motherfucking hot
Oh no.
grease, hot a whole bunch of shit. Frying pans and
Oh
skillets.
no.
But
Yeah, get the
no,
Medias
it's
with a
like
skillet.
I want to be
Medea.
led. I want to
Hot
be
grits,
led.
Medea, hot grits.
I want
Hey
to be
Mariah, you
led.
like the line I said last night, right? That I always tell women, look, how about you let me lead the way for us until the first time I prove unworthy of it, and then you never have to follow me again.
Boom.
Thank you.
No, that's true. And
Thank
see,
you,
Because
bro.
that's how confident I am. I'm not going to fuck up. So if I fuck up one time, you never have to follow my lead again. How about that? You let me lead until I fuck up one time, then
Well,
you never have to
bam.
follow me again.
yes, yes,
Pretty fair deal,
That's
right?
it.
and that's how it
That's it.
should be. That's how it should be. This whole pro matriarchal way of how society is, it's destroying society. It really
Louder
is.
for the folks in
But
the back,
Mariah,
woman.
you had an advantage though. To be honest with you, you had a good dad. Don't no? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
True.
no,
That is
I mean,
true.
exactly.
that's
Yeah.
that
Right. You
you
actually
had something
agree
that
with
I didn't have. You had something that a lot of people don't have. So therefore, I mean,
mm,
I mean, we
a
I
learn.
hear what you're
privilege.
saying. This is
I am a
interesting.
rare case. I am a rare case because I overcame a lot of like bullshit. You
Angela,
know what I'm saying? Like
Angela,
I
like
would
get
not be like you, Mariah, if I hadn't sat down and made all these mistakes and been like, all right, it's time to wake the fuck up. You know what I mean? You're like,
Angela,
Mm,
what are some
stop the
behaviors of
nonsense.
Mariah or women that have come from a strong dad foundation that you've noticed over time that you kind of lacked and had to develop because you didn't have it?
To be honest with you, I haven't come across. I don't know how to answer that because I haven't come across a lot of Mariahs. So it's cool to
Yeah,
speak to a Mariah. I don't know
I hear you.
from my
yeah,
experience,
fact.
I've seen a lot of like my mom. My mom's crazy. I've seen a lot of like just women that don't have that strong father figure. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even the best of people that I've known, like just great women, like they still have some kind of rocky relationship with their dad, if that makes sense. Like
Right.
No, that is such a
um
deep point.
No, no,
Expand on
that
that.
so
is.
like every like
Stand on that.
mind you
Fact.
these like two of my friends that I went to high school with, they're married now, they have kids, right? They didn't really come from well, I mean, they came from an okay household, you know what I mean? But they still had issues, if that makes sense. Like they didn't have like there was a
Beta dad.
I don't know. Like one of my friends didn't have like her biological father in her life. She had more of like a controlling stepdad, if that makes sense.
Beta stepdad.
So she
Yeah.
had a more of a
Mm.
controlling
You
stepdad,
my daughter.
but she thankfully, I mean, she's married and has kids. I mean,
You're
she
not
seems
my
pretty happy,
father.
but at the
Right.
same time,
Thank you.
hold on a second. But at the same time, I see issues with. I mean, I'm not trying to like pick anybody apart or anything like that, but I see the I don't know, emotional immaturity in her still. I still see immaturity in her. She still really hasn't like even though she has kids and she's settled and things like that, she still has these like I can't have a conversation with her like I would with Mariah. Does that make sense? Like
How so, though?
that
What do you
wouldn't.
mean?
It's
Like,
levels to
there's
your
levels.
greatest conversation.
There's like right now, like this beta alpha conversation.
You talk
Like
Oh,
about
she'd be
let a
coming at
man
me hard. Your friend
lead.
would not like me, I bet.
Like she wouldn't really. I mean, probably not because she still has. You know why? Because I still see tendencies of how she was when she was our age in high school. You know what I mean? Like I still see that like weird, like
Suspended or arrested development, they call that.
yeah, like she hasn't.
immature.
I don't know. She hasn't reached the level that I thought she would have
She
reached
hasn't
by now.
developed past a certain point that she was scarred from.
Exactly.
Arrested
She's
development.
stuck. Exactly. Handicap development. Yeah, no, she's definitely stuck. And then my other friend, also married, has kids. Her dad wasn't really in the picture either, but luckily for her, she had strong brothers. Like she had good dudes around her. You know what I mean? Strong brothers.
That's
but
huge.
Still,
that's why I always ask. Did you have a strong male influence or
yes,
role
You
model?
do.
But
Yeah.
hold on. But she still picked stupidly back in the day. Like she still, you know what I mean? Like she didn't make the best decisions. If that
Because
makes
call me
sense.
controversial, young ladies aren't supposed to be picking their suitors. Their dads are supposed to be picking them for them.
Also, too, I think it's important for men to pursue. Let the man
Nah,
choose you.
Well, that's why your father has
That's
to be around going through your dates and stuff and being like, listen, he's a loser,
I
honey.
would
You got to
not
let
mind
him go.
that. I
Or
ain't
this is
gonna
the
lie.
one, like, men need to be screening for their women
Talking
now.
about like
Fathers.
before they're adults.
And that's why you guys are missing out a lot when you don't
Before
have a
they're
father
adults,
like that.
or when, or like at what point?
That
Well,
sounds
actually,
like
you know what? A father like
that's what
that,
Muslims do.
he
no.
Muslims do that.
he
Hold on, what?
automatically results in only proper suitors showing up if you have a father like that.
Let me
So
tell
he's
you
automatically
something.
doing the
I have
screening
to give
process just by being an alpha dad.
I have to
'Cause
give you an example. When I was like little, there was this guy that liked one of my older cousins, and I was visiting my grandparents, and my granddad like just basically shut the guy down and told him to get off his property. You're not good enough for my granddaughter. And I started
alpha
laughing.
grandpa.
Exactly right. What do
Hey.
you do?
It's like I
What do you
start
do for a living? Look
for
at you.
my granddad. My granddad was a
Yeah.
farmer. He was a farmer. He
I was
owned
gonna
Yeah.
say, I bet he worked with his hands. Yep,
Yep, he was
there
a
you go.
I
farmer.
see. See?
He was a farmer. He had a successful like small farm. We called him like the Black John Walton because they had a little lumber business going on too, and
Amazing.
it's like and that's how like he made
Mhm.
his money.
Good for him.
So
He's a
it's
hustler.
yeah,
Big
definitely.
hands and forearms.
And
Big hands and forearms.
it's like he told and I was laughing. I'm a kid. I didn't understand, but I thought it was when he was like, you just best to get off the property. You're not good enough for my granddaughter.
That's fucking
And I was just
incredible. I
like,
love
and
that
I just
story.
started laughing.
Son, you best
I
turn
That's
around and walk away from here.
it's like
That's awesome.
Don't come back.
and
Run
that's
away,
what
never
Yeah,
come
and you know
back.
what that boy says? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and he laughed. It's like he
I'm
had
sure he
like
did.
so
You respect the grandpa.
exactly he respected my grandfather.
G-Paw
Yes, sir.
swag.
Yes,
G-Paw
sir.
swag.
Exactly.
Hey, you guys want to hear what an alpha guy does for a woman? Like my dad? Okay. My mom used to be, she's crazy. She's the best, but she's like the total stereotypical woman to me in the best ways possible. She does them in the best ways, but that's why I'm so familiar with how you guys behave because she's the master of it. Well,
Ah.
in high school and shit, I was being super rebellious to say the least. And like she'd be trying to like literally, I'd wake up to her like more or less fist fighting me because like I'm like not getting up to go to school. I'm like, nah, I'm not going. Fuck you. Who's gonna make me? Well, I was really mouthy to her one morning after that, like the physical altercation, and she didn't. I certainly said some fucked up shit, and I left for school, and I didn't come home till like midnight or something really late because I knew my dad would be sleeping.
Oh my God.
And as soon as I come in the house, I can hear his unmistakable loud alpha steps upstairs. I'm like, oh shit, he's up. This isn't good. And he's coming down in the kitchen. He walks up right to me, puts out his index finger, and he's poking me right on my sternum, looking me in the eyes. He's like, if you ever talk to my wife like that again, I'll fucking kill you. I was like, yes, sir.
Damn.
Yes, sir. I won't. I will not. He said, my wife. He didn't even say like your mother or anything. He's like, basically what I got from that was, if you're making me pick between her and you, I choose her.
Wow.
Oh
Don't
That's
fuck
shit.
with
definitely
my wife. And I was
that's
like,
a
yes, sir, I won't.
that's definitely an alpha move right there for sure.
And that's what you
Hey,
need from an
and
alpha male. That's what you guys are missing in this world. That you don't like. That's the
He
value of an
he
alpha
he
man.
did a Jedi trick on you, man.
Dude,
He
that's just
Jedi tricked
alpha
you.
fear.
He
He put the
Jedi
fear of
you
God in me
tricked
because
call,
I fucking punked
call
his
my,
wife. I punked his wife and
Did you
just
call
guys?
my
fucking
bluff.
hurt her, made her cry. And he fucking,
Dang,
it doesn't matter if I'm her son or his son. He put the fear of God in me and showed me, like, this is my wife. You might be my son, but she's my wife.
that's
You
But
don't
you
do that
my
know
to her.
what?
Nobody does that to her.
lady.
I'll take you out too. That's an
You're
alpha
right.
male.
But that's what
Yeah.
Dang,
alpha men are supposed to do. It's like they are supposed to put the fear in anybody
the
that
fear in your
basically,
bones.
especially if they are dealing with what is important to them, what they value. Absolutely, they're supposed to come at you sideways and say, like, okay, I will drop you in
You
a
ever talk to my
heartbeat.
wife like that again? I'll fucking kill
Yeah.
you. I never, because my dad was never a swearer either like that or anything. You know what I mean? Like, I
Dang.
could tell he meant it. And I was like, yes, sir. Won't happen again.
So you never came back home late again?
Oh, I always come home late. But he didn't care about that, man. I would give my dad heart attack, headaches. That's the last thing. But talking about his wife like that, you can best be sure if he hears me sneaking in like a little coward in the middle of the night, he's gonna come down and put the fear of God in me. And he did.
Oh, and
He
that's
sure
what
did.
alpha men are supposed to do, and that's the reason why society is decaying. And as I said before, this pro matriarchal mindset that they're trying to push and that has seeped through society, it's not working. Because if it was working, I would accept it. I would definitely say, you know what, this is a really good move.
Right?
You
Why wouldn't
know,
you? Yeah.
but the thing is that why
What's
are
that
homes
noise?
broken? Why? I don't know. Is that me?
It sounds like a
Yeah,
ghost.
I
It
don't know. I
sounds
think
like a
Yeah.
Mariah's got an owl
ghost.
pet,
It sounds like
an
a
owl in her
ghost or
house that she doesn't know
something.
how to tell us about or something.
Well,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like
Because I
for a
hear,
minute, that thing
hoot,
went
hoot,
super
hoot.
echo. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I'm hearing
I
it
didn't
too.
want to
Is
say
that
anything
I
me?
because I
could,
used to always hear pigeons in my head from when I grew up, and I was like traumatized to like not let people think that about me, like coming from pigeons. So
like
like
a
I was
whole
like,
bunch
am
of
I hearing
scary
pigeons right
movies
now? I
again.
didn't
I'm
say anything for
telling
so
you, I
long.
swear to God, I swear it's the government. I swear
How
it's the
many
Girl, get out of
government.
gypsies
here.
does it take to send a message?
Yeah, bro, the carrier pigeons and shit. We all
How
tried that.
many
They didn't
gypsies
cooperate
does
very
it
much in my
take to
experience.
send a message, man? That's what he said on the last John Wick.
Yeah, dude, pigeons are basically
That's
flying
right.
rats.
Ugh.
Damn, it's
That,
fuck. Hey, listen.
Or flying
Hey,
drones, man.
you
Drones.
said that. You said rats, but I know a dude in Canada where they call them farm pigeons. They said that city pigeons are pigeons that you can die from, but he said pigeons that are secluded
Gross.
from like acres and
yeah,
acres.
you're right.
He be eating
I
them.
shouldn't judge all pigeons because I've only had city
They
life hood rat and pigeons.
he told right. We had was city life.
I
They
wouldn't eat one of those if it was
God,
the last thing on earth. But like a real pigeon, maybe
Hell
I would try that.
no.
I would try that.
homeless
No,
people gave me some homeless
Ugh.
people told me stories talking about some boy.
Bro,
We
I've
called
seen
him
them eat
on
pigeons. I've seen them
a
cook
homeless
pigeons
a
and all
No,
that
homeless
shit.
dude told
no.
a homeless
they
dude told
call
me
it squab.
Ugh.
they
A
the
pigeon.
homeless dude told me a homeless dude told me we call them Cornish hens, bro. I'm like,
Cornish hens, I've
no,
heard.
Oh my
Pigeon,
no,
like
that's not.
pigeon instead of pigeon. Pigeon, I've heard before from these homeless people. I'm like, bro, I seen her starve out here. I'm not eating any of that, you fucker.
Peugeot.
You're
Du
wild.
I'm
jour.
good. I'm good.
Yeah, that's one of my
Uh,
favorites,
Oh, here we
pigeon.
Need
go.
I was
some.
like, what the
tell
fuck
you
Need
is a
hot
some.
up
pigeon?
in
All
He
you
said it's a
need.
here.
All
pigeon,
you need is
bro. It's
some
a cooked
mustard with
pigeon.
that. Mustard with your Peugeot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was like, what's a pigeon? He's like, it's a cooked pigeon, you dumbass.
Oh
So
my
much fun. All
I
you
was
need
like,
is
oh
witness shit.
shit.
Nah, just give me a nice porterhouse steak.
Slow down.
Not if you're homeless. Like can't
And
get
you'd be
that if you're
surprised what you'll
homeless.
eat if you're homeless and hungry, but I wouldn't eat no pigeon. I'll sooner fucking die.
Yeah. No, I'm good. Yeah.
Not no city
I'm
pigeon.
like,
Nope.
I'm outside of KFC after they close because they got to get rid of that chicken.
exactly.
That's funny.
Because
Exactly.
you got me.
I'll just like, I mean, I'm in New York,
Hey,
well, near New
I'll figure
York.
it out.
I would
We
just
got a
like
whole
go
bunch
and
of
just
chicken.
like sit by Cat's, delicatessen and try to get some of that damn like corned
Yeah, but
beef
here's
and
the thing: every
pastrami.
homeless motherfucker in the game that's been doing it for 20 years and knows all the spots like that already and has them like, it's almost like territory. Like if you show up like that, the homeless
And then
world, the
people
politics of
willing
the
to
homeless world
stab
is
you.
tough to
Oh my
navigate.
God.
There's territory,
People are
there's
willing,
spots.
homeless, they're willing to stab you for this
Oh,
fight.
absolutely, they'll fucking squeeze you out for that. That's their bread and butter.
Yeah,
No, you're
that
not
was part
taking
of
my
my job.
KFC fucking scraps.
That
Who are you?
was part of my job. Yeah.
I'd live for
Yeah.
that.
I'm like, man, out here every day.
And unless you're a real one and you've been really fucking strung out yourself, you're gonna say, you know what, man, you have them. I'm not gonna die on this hill. You don't fight the homeless over the scraps, because those guys will kill you over it. It's crazy out there.
Well, all I know is like I just thank God I don't have to like do that, but
Yeah, me too. Because I used to have to, and that's why I'm so blessed
you
now, and that's why I'm
Damn.
always in a
why
good mood.
you it's like you fascinate me. It's like you really need to
People,
write a book.
Fascinate.
I mean, it's like
yeah.
you're fascinating. It's like I can't
The
I
movie.
believe
agree.
how you like evolved. It's like you were
The
this
blessing.
individual and now it's like, you're at this, part of your journey. And it's just like, it's just really fascinating because to be really honest, I would never in a million years thought that you was like strung out on drugs, homeless, for real.
Damn.
Because God delivered me, man. I'm telling you, like I can take credit to some
Feel that.
extent. Like I worked my ass off to finally get out of there, but that wasn't enough at the finish line, and I had to call out to God. Like I was lost and I needed His help, and He
What
came through and He told
what
me I
led
had been.
you there, if you don't mind me asking? Like how did you, or is that kind
How
of like
long
a
you got?
deeper oh
Oh yeah,
you
that's
can
what you were saying
summarize.
so
You can
long.
I mean,
summarize
decades of
or
degeneracy, to
damn.
put it short.
Oh
Decades
yeah.
of like being like a very, very industrious and high-driven, motivated criminal.
Ah.
like
Yeah.
like embraced it, like got down with that idea. But like we were talking about Goodfella kind of criminals. Like
Right.
I don't get arrested. I'm not going to jail. I'm not looking like it. I
Right.
worked for a couple guys. Basically, the neighborhood I grew up in. So this is kind of like my introduction to like the real shit. I was the oldest child. I was a white kid in the neighborhood, and I had a couple friends I was walking home with all the time. All of us were very timid. I was a super naive, like frankly scared kid. Like got
Yeah.
bullied, picked on, you name it. And one day I was walking home, and the guy, like, so all the guys in the neighborhood, like, I was so naive that like they had nice cars and girls around and jewelry and shit, but I literally wasn't even realizing how they were getting it or nothing. I had no clue. We just all kind of wanted to be them, but I was scared. I didn't want to be noticed by them. I didn't even think they noticed I exist. One day I'm walking home from school, and the main guy, he points over at me from across the street. He like has his finger like, "Come here." I'm looking at my friends like, "Bruh, is he telling me to come over there right now? I don't want to go over there." No, like,
Right.
bro, it's fucking Tony. He's calling you. You have to fucking go. I was like, oh my.
Ah.
So I'm like shitting
Wow.
myself, like walking over there, like, dude, what on earth does he want with me? And he's like, I want you to take a walk with me, little man. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, literally, like, I'm worried I'm about to die. I was so naive, I didn't know what was going on. And he starts saying, he's like, look, man, I've watched you growing up around the neighborhood, and I like your style. It seems like you're
Damn.
always looking out for your people. You're always staying off the radar. You have no record I'm aware of, but I know you're always in some dirt out here. I see you with money and little drugs and shit. Like, I want to show you something. And he takes
Damn.
me to the local woods. And dude, this
What
was
the
back in like
hell?
1999, 2000. This was early. This is not like how the
Wait,
world
how
is
old
with
were you?
marijuana now. I was like probably 14, 15 maybe.
Damn.
And
Wow.
he has a fucking incredibly impressive outdoor marijuana grow. And I
Hey.
was super naive again. He's like, I'm about to be harvesting this, and I want you to be the overseer of 3 or 4 of your homeboys that you trust to distribute this. You have to be responsible for the money and get it back to me, and I'm gonna take care of you. And I was like, all right.
Oh
And
my
from there, it was
goodness.
on. I started fucking because my dad's like the most successful business dude I've ever seen. I watched him make himself from we were poor to now he's like the most successful dude I know, all on his own. He might be a millionaire for all I know, but his
What does he do?
business. He's an architect,
Oh, gotcha. Oh, nice.
but he's like a
Nice.
ruthless. I've never seen him get a bad deal on negotiation, but he's the best partner to have because he's always trying to build a team. I've just learned a lot from him, so I
Right.
always brought that approach to the streets, and
Ooh.
and like I don't know. Long story short, I was like giving all the weed to all the other like, I mean, in our school a little bit, but all like the yuppie rich schools around us. I was like fucking flooding the markets, you know what I mean? And we just
Yeah.
started freaking skyrocketing. almost absurdly profitable, just very, very
You
good.
started scaling essentially
Off to
the
well,
business.
off to the races, and all the homies in the hierarchies started noticing me and stuff. And from a very young age, and like,
The
I mean,
ghost is
it'd be
back.
funny sometimes. Some of my friends would be like,
Like
"Bro, you walk
standards.
around here like bossing us all around. Like you act like you didn't grow up with us and shit." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool, man. You want to take my job? Go ahead. I'll
Right.
switch roles with you in a heartbeat, man. This is fucking stressful. How did I end up here?" But they did not. Yeah. So it was a crazy. Anyways, like, long story short, after like a decade of that shit, I got really fucking. We were selling our own custom order pills and what do they call them? Research chemicals before these kids even know what they were talking about.
Yeah,
Because
and I know what they
Damn.
we had it. We had
Right,
an
right.
Israel pharmacy.
Y'all were on Vice.
Bro, we started all that shit because we were nerdy
Some
drug
on
dealers
PA.
or
What?
drug users. We like knew MDMA. We read how it was made and created at the
Holy
beginning. So we'd be
shit.
like, what if we like turned it into this by putting a thing on here? And we had a Israeli legitimate pharmacy or pill manufacturer that when they shut down operations for the night, they were pressing our custom orders of whatever we wanted all night long. And it got wild. So after many, many years of that, and including, I was fun. So I was always trying to. I don't mean to talk too much, but I'm just trying to give you guys a quick like
Yeah,
summary of
you
the
don't
bullet points.
have
Yeah.
to. I mean,
Well, no, I don't mind saying
we
it.
need
I
to
just
shut
like,
that ghost down though. Like that ghost keeps like coming back, and
Yeah, it's like that's. I don't know.
it's in your home, Mariah. You gotta.
oh, ain't fucking with me. But so like,
I know it's probably is. I'm telling you, they're out to get me.
Confirm and deny.
No,
CJ, tell me what you
remember,
think about
Nick?
this, man.
I sent you that photo of the two weird things that were following me as I was going for my morning run in the
What the?
sky. It's
What the
like I'm
Yeah.
heck?
telling you. Yeah, it was just weird. It was the weirdest
No
thing.
shit. Yeah, I'm used. I'm weird. I'm used to that.
Yeah,
I
they
know
can't
you
fuck with me
here.
at this point.
But Nick, finish your story because this is so interesting. I'm fascinated.
All right. Well, this is the crazy. This. You'll start to see like what I mean by like I was a very industrious druggie. So I was when I started getting into heroin. I was always looking to supply the major marketplace of Pittsburgh with good heroin, raw, pure dope. But I couldn't source it. It couldn't be found. Nobody could. And so I went on a mission with a younger homie of mine around town. I would drive up to all these like kids saying like I can get fired, dope, or whatever. I'm like, listen, here's $30. Go get a sample of this shit, and if it's half as fire as you say it is, I literally got fucking tons of money in the bank that I'm gonna put down on bricks right now. And I was looking at it as kind of like an investment. Like they're most likely going to run away with my money, or it's not going to be the quality they claim. And at that point, I paid $30 to realize never to fuck with that kid again. But on the off chance that somebody sees like my hustle, and sure enough, they did. This dude in a real nice car, total homeboy, like totally pimp kind of fucking real gangster from what I know, like the sophisticated kind of. They're not out there. He's like, yeah, man, I want to take you to my brother's house. And he drives me into the fucking hood. I'm talking, there's one way in, one way out. I was the only white face around there. They're all looking at me. He has scouts and shit. They all know I'm coming in. And the only reason I'm allowed down there is because I'm with this kid. He takes me to his brother. And I would never let on to these guys that I was a heroin addict. I became a heroin addict by this point because I was selling so much of it in my habit. I was funding that and still making tons of money. It was crazy. But I never let on. Meaning, like, I would even take a shower and shit or whatever, like, if I was strung out before I went to see them because I didn't want to present myself in a bad way. And that got them to trust in me. And those kind of guys, I learned, have nobody in the world they can trust. And this one kind of white kid that just, like, proves himself very, very much so over and over again. And you know, I was unassuming. I wasn't ever asking them anything that they didn't want to tell me, but they would just start to like talk to me and shit. And I got cool with them. But one day, I bought a car during this time. I was making so much money. I literally single-handedly the only fucking guy
It sound like
providing for
somebody
heroin in
digging.
Pittsburgh. My stamp bags, the Sprites and the Coca-Colas. I even made my own freaking logos that we would custom order online, and I would stamp the bags with like all the time. But anyways, I was making a bunch of money doing crazy well for this guy. And I come down one day, and there's this shady, suspicious looking out of place white dude on the garage roof next to his house playing with the pole, looked to me like a camera on the end of it. And I told him that. I was like, bro, I don't like what I see there. He's like, good look, man. I'll have my people look into it. Come down the next day, and I don't know what the hell's going on, but in that spot where that dude was playing around with the pole is now like a just giant, ridiculous, out of place teddy bear. I was like, bro, I don't know what's going on out there, but I don't like any of this. I'm not gonna be coming back down here for a little while. I'm gonna let it lay low. I'd advise you to get out of here too. And he fucking disappeared off the face of the earth on me. And this was my fucking guy. Like I had a car payment, all kinds of shit. It fucked me. But he was gone, and I had no clue what happened to him. Well, yada yada yada. I ended up like going through my crucible and getting clean and getting out of life. And I get a call because I'd never burned my number, man. That's the other thing about me. Like, I didn't have burners and shit because I conducted myself in a way where I had the same number for a long time. And I get a call randomly. He's like, hey, you know who this is? I was like, I think so. What's up? He's like, bro, you saved me a bid. I owe you. Come through, bro. I owe you. And I was like, thanks, man. I appreciate it, but I'm just not trying to do that anymore. He's like, what do you mean, man? You don't got no money or something? You saved me a bid. Come through. I got you. And for like weeks, I had to like kind of like talk him down because I was selling mad loot for him too. But eventually, he gave me his good graces. Was just like, I respect that, man. I got your back. Anytime you need anything, like you can hit me up. Our people aren't gonna bother you. You kind of like affiliated with. So that's how I got out of all of that. But like that's a lucky God graceful story because like, dude, my homeboy says it's going off like, how the fuck was I to see this like dumb agent or whatever? I don't even know what they were doing. I still to this day don't know what the bear was about. Right? Somebody asked me like, do you think they put the bear there to like tip you off that there's gonna be this thing? I was like, oh no.
Let me
I don't
tell
know
you
what
something.
they were doing, but like, they certainly weren't doing it for
an
my benefit.
You had somebody from above that's like really looking out for you, for real, for real. Seriously,
I do, sweetheart. His name's God.
It's like wow.
Well, he told me at the end of all that. So after the heroin, so here's the craziest part. At the peak of all that shit, this is what fucked me up and made me start changing my life around. I always thought to myself, if I eventually get enough, if only I had enough money that bills and shit weren't a worry. If only I had some drugs that I could do, you know, here and there on occasion whenever I need them to change my mood. If only there was some pussy on call I could fuck at any given time I want, then I'll be happy in life. Well, at that point, I had literally all the money in the pocket that I could buy anything I wanted with cash. I had literally drug on deck of like my conceivable creation coming from that fucking Israeli pill manufacturing. I had girls on deck as a result of all this. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I've never been more miserable in my life. And it fucked me up.
Wow.
It fucked me up. Because I realized like all the good people in my life that saw this becoming, they just faded off over time. And all the vampires and vultures that are just looking to suck me dry are the ones that are around now. And if I don't stay on this game or God knows, for whatever reasons, they'll be gone too. And I couldn't trust nobody. I couldn't even trust myself at that point because I prided myself on being smart. My smart ass got me into this situation. I couldn't buy my way out. I couldn't take a drug to get out, and I couldn't fuck my way out. I was in a mess. And I was a major heroin addict at this point, like with a tolerance like you couldn't even imagine, unsustainable. It was bad. It was a wreck of a spot. So at that point, I just like I gotta get out this heroin. I tried every which way before that, like clinics, Suboxone, methadone, you name it. But I just like committed to staying in a bed for as long as it's gonna take me to freaking fight through this. And at the end of that, it was like they say it's like a week physical and a month mental. No, for me, at the end of the month, my physical wasn't even any better. I hadn't got one moment of rest during that whole month that I can remember. I was never out of bed. I was always sweating my ass off with the covers on. The second I take them off, I'm freezing cold sweats. On, off, all day. My mind was a mess. My bowels were a mess. I was at the end of my rope. And at that point, I was like, God, I know you're out there. I've done all I can do in this life, and this is where it's led me. I'm lost. I need your help. Please help me. And instantly, upon like just submitting to that realization, asking God of that, I must have fallen asleep what felt like a most perfect night's rest I can imagine. I'm waking up to a perfect sun in the morning on my face, like, with a voice saying to me, it's like a perfect, like, calming God fatherly voice, like, wake up, my son, and feel the sun caress your face as you haven't since you were a child. You have been going through your crucible, a necessary conditioning to prepare you for the role you chose before being birthed into this life. I couldn't intervene, though I've been here with you the whole lonely, miserable time, because again, it was your crucible, a necessary conditioning to prepare you for the role you chose. I knew you could do it. I'm so proud of you. And from then on, I was literally delivered from a heroin addiction that had me by the balls. You couldn't even believe it. Total street, like, it's delivered. I have no other word for it. It's been incredible.
Wow.
He told me from then on, go on. I'm on my
Absolutely.
mission. And so
That's
like
an
nothing's gonna stop me at this point because that was all fucking insane. And I'm so thankful every day. I don't wake up having to like go do something degenerate to score a fix or wash my back for some fucking person coming to get even or whatever it was. Like I'm out.
yeah, you're
I'm
free.
out clean. It's insane.
Yeah, it's like it's weird. Once you submit to God and just let
That's
God
exactly
do
literally.
his part, do his thing, it's like, a weight, has been lifted. I mean, I
Mariah, I
know.
was always trying to do my own thing is what I ended up learning through all this many years. I always was so confident in myself. I could never become a junkie, man, because I'm too mentally strong. I would never let that shit happen. All that shit. And guess what happened? The smarter I was, the more it kept leading into total fucking helpless chaos. And to the point I literally cried out to God that night. I was like, God, I don't know what to do. I'm lost. Please help me. And the second I thought that in my head, boom, right to sleep, totally peaceful, slept through the whole night after I hadn't slept for a whole month. And I woke up the next day and I'm a different person. Even my pupils in my eyes, which were permanently like tiny because of all the opiates I had used, they were back to normal size. They're almost like big. They almost look like they're on ecstasy if you didn't know any better or something. Like they're big now. It's like literally like it was a reset. Like he told me it was my crucible. I completed
Wow.
it.
Wow.
Over.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I have nothing, compared to what you went through. But in terms of me, like turning to God and just letting God, do his like work. I mean, I worked in the, in the entertainment industry. I worked for a major label, and I'll have to tell you, it's like I didn't acknowledge God throughout that, throughout my years like working in the industry. I didn't open up the Bible. My thing was basically, it was ego driven. I'm making a lot of money. I'm freaking young. I look good. It's like I mean, they're giving me all of these accoutrements. I mean, I have everything that these stupid celebrities have in terms of like the Louis Vuitton, the Gucci, the Chanel, the Hermes, the Dior, all of that shit. I was getting all that shit for free. Okay. So it was
I
kind of
bet you
like,
were. Girls like you, man, me and you were a dangerous combo in the streets. That my homegirl.
so, and then on top of that, I was really smart. And so one of my bosses was a thief. And it's like, because I'm really good at numbers and creative accounting, oh, I was siphoning money out for him. It was crazy.
Absolutely. Why
It
not
was
steal off a thief? That's the
crazy.
other thing. You
But
don't want to ever be a thief because everybody's going to steal from a thief. And what are you even going to say as a thief? You can't even get mad.
let me tell you something. I couldn't sleep because I was scared I was going to get busted. And I knew that I was like working for a dude that would throw me under the bus because he's just that type of person. And it's like, even though I was like making the money and I was like, all the accoutrements that goes along with it, it's just the pressure, of like, if you get busted, it's like, you going down. And I'm up here. Oh, and then there was a time that we got audited, and all the receipts, everything, majority of it was freaking phony.
Oh,
They
I'm
were
sure it was. I
going,
bet you were shitting yourself every second of every day of every month of that time.
and it's like most of the stuff was going for like their fucking hoes. That's what it was going. I mean, you just
They're
don't. I mean,
skimming
the
it.
shit.
It's the old skim. That's what they
Yes.
used to do at the casino. You're just skimming the fucking books in every way you can.
Exactly. And then it's like when we got audited and New York State comes in, she pulls out a receipt, and it's like hospitality management. And so then she's like, okay, what is this? What is this receipt? Totally lie. And I was like, oh my God. I said, God, it's over. It's over. And I'm like, whatever. God somehow got me through it. And like, I just came up with the best freaking lie. I said, oh, well, sometimes when it comes to these artists, they need to be groomed in how to deal with the media. So therefore, it's like they have to know how to be hospitable. They have to know the right things to say because
Nice.
I'm just breaking shit
It's like,
down.
listen, sir, you don't want to know the details. These artists are
And it's
thieving
like,
sometimes.
Wait,
and
who do
then
you work for?
you know what the bitch says to me? She goes, oh, that's so fascinating. And it's a
Amazing.
total lie. And it's
It
like
is
a
fascinating
total
because I'm full
lie.
of shit right now. You're
And
buying
I'm
every
like,
line of
oh
it.
Who do you
It
work
is
my
for?
fascinating. You're right.
Who
I
do you
couldn't
work
agree
for,
more.
or what? Who do you work for?
God.
That's
I worked for a
crazy.
major a record label.
That's fascinating.
You did, or you still do?
Yeah, I did. No, I don't do it now. Oh, hell no, I couldn't do it.
Who?
I
What record label? If you don't mind me asking.
I really don't want to say.
Yeah, you don't got
Okay.
to
Now
go
you
there.
good.
Yeah.
You don't want to say it, but we were talking about some heavier shit earlier. Like,
It's
come
like,
on now. I'm just
No,
saying.
no, she
Like,
can't put herself on the line like that. I understand. That's
but it's
trust
like,
me, it's
I
legit
mean,
though. I know which
if
one it
we were
is.
all out, like, like not on this, like, social media thing, I would easily say.
record
But
labels equals sell your soul.
oh, pretty much so. Pretty
Sell
much
sell your
so.
soul on the dotted line contract, like all
Sell your
these
And
soul for rock and roll, bruh.
marriages out there.
I remember when I like my boss had went out, and I can tell you this, went out to meet like Rick Rubin. And if you know, like, like who he
What?
is,
Yeah, I
and
know who
it's
that
like they
is.
Bro,
got
these
it,
people,
they
everybody. He's everybody. He's everybody. Rick Rubin is the
and it's
guy.
like
Yeah.
they got into it, blah blah blah, and he shut down the whole the whole department, and that's the reason why. One of the reasons, well, that's the reason why I stopped like working there, and because he shut
Wait. You
everybody
mind if I
down.
ask? He shut down the department because Rick Rubin and him were fighting, or what happened?
Yeah, it's like Rick Rubin and him were not on the same page. So it's like, they got into it,
Damn.
and it was like, you know what, you're done. And so is like, everybody, that's working for you, blah, blah, blah. So we were all casualties
Mm-hmm.
because of
Damn.
that. And I mean, it's like my severance was fucking fantastic because I didn't have to do shit for a couple of years. But still, I
Damn.
remember when it happened. Okay, I was like, oh, fine. You know what? I'm just gonna get another job in the business, and et cetera, et cetera. I was supposed to go. I was supposed to interview for another like label, but something just happened. We couldn't get the things synchronized in terms of like interviewing and so forth. And I just didn't understand. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And I honestly believe that God just didn't want me in that industry. And also, too, I was starting to get recognized by a lot of I call them the inner sanctum people, because I'm very good at what I do. Because I do like
What did you
fucking
do for them, if you don't mind me
um,
asking? I may have missed that earlier.
um, budgets and accounting. I'm good with
Oh, okay,
She
numbers.
got
made
you.
them money and made their fake money moves look legit, dude. That she did it all.
And it's like, um,
Nice.
I think that God was like, you know what? You're done with this. You're done. Cause it's like
Right.
now, looking things from a present, through a present lens. Look what we found out about the whole fucking industry.
You got
It's
out
like
just in the nick of time because that ship was going down.
exactly.
That is God.
Honestly,
How else do you explain that?
the
You're
most
right.
powerful thing in that industry now is to not be part of the record deal, or not be part of any kind of label, and just be independent.
That's
Like,
what I was talking
Well,
about with
this
Mac
is what
Miller.
I
He was the
this
first made
that's what I
internet
plan to
rapper,
do. That's what I plan to do,
self-made.
and I'm working with
this
an artist right now. Like, so
well, this is
yeah,
what I was
man.
telling like this guy, like my next door neighbor wanted me to meet like her ex-husband's son, and it's like he wanted to know how to get in the game and everything and so forth. And I'm telling him, I'm like, look, go indie. I'm
Yeah,
like, don't even,
No
I'm like,
1000.
don't,
contest.
I'm like, don't even like F with the majors. And he's
Why
like,
would you?
Fuck
oh,
them.
why? And he was like, well, you
You
know
don't
what?
need them.
I need distribution. I
Exactly.
said, you can do your
No,
distribution
no,
on
no. He wants the
yourself.
clout. If he's saying he wants
Exactly.
distribution, nobody sells CD like physical
But
CDs anymore. It's all
I
digital
tried to
distribution,
tell
anyways.
him, I said, look, straight
He's
up,
chasing clout.
do you
He
want to
wants to be the
be,
Island Boys.
but I told him, I said, do you want to be a fucking booty bandit? Do you want
Exactly.
backdoor
Damn.
violence? I'm like, because
You need
that's
distribution
like,
because they're
Look,
gonna distribute your butthole over every
there's a
executive in the fucking
way.
industry. That kind of
There's a way
distribution.
to do it, and look, I'm not as well versed as you in this, but I've made some connections over the years with just people that I've come across with. I mean, funny enough, working retail at Apple will introduce you to a lot of different people, and
oh, absolutely.
I've come across some interesting people, and luckily one of these people, or one of the people I've come across is directly in the industry. So I mean, it's kind of a, I don't know, and we've kept in contact over the years, so it's kind of